This episode of Fun Science is brought to you by Squarespace. We sure do have fun here at Fun Science, don't we, kids? However, today it's time for the fun to end. Don't worry, Fun Science will return, please stay subscribed, but it is time for us to get serious, as today we're going to be tackling one of the most important topics of all time. Cuddles.
Fun science, fun science, fun science, it's the science of fun, yeah.
Hang on there, Charlie, what's so serious about cuddles? Well, what if I told you that not only can a good hug make you feel good, but can also reduce your chances of getting sick, increase your likelihood that your team will win at sports, and that cuddles can directly impact how much babies grow. Before we get into that stuff, however, let's talk about the power of touch. Whenever you use your sense of touch, all the information is sent to two different systems inside your brain. The somatosensory cortex, which deals with the facts of where and how you've been touched, and the posterior insula, which handles the emotions associated with the touch. Let's see them in action. Ow! That really hurt. I've just been punched in the shoulder. I'm experiencing pain. I am being lightly stroked on my shoulder. So while it may feel sometimes like sensations of touch are giving you an accurate representation of the world around you, so long as your posterior insula is functioning correctly, you don't feel without also experiencing emotion. However, being hit with the feels, as it were, isn't the only way that your brain affects touch. Have you ever tried tickling yourself? Not that easy, is it? Well, that's because our brains are hardwired to ignore sensations of touch that originate from our own motion. However, when we receive those same sensations from the outside world... This makes sense, as from an evolutionary standpoint, there's no real benefit to being spooked by your own hand. Whereas if, say, a venomous insect were to crawl up your body, a quick response could be the difference between life or death. Come on, Ben, there's no need for that.
No need for what? Charlie, you've got something moving.
What? Whoa!
There's something moving.
Where?
It's
Where?
big.
Whoa!
It's right here.
You get it?
It's right here, Charlie. Get it. Get it. It's right
It
here.
feels horrible.
It's moving. It's moving.
Anyway, now that I've given you a basic idea of how touch works, what about some of its powers? Well, did you know that something as small as receiving a gentle touch from a server makes you more likely to give them a higher tip? Or that basketball players who touch each other regularly by hugging, high-fiving and the like tend to perform better on the court? In fact, it's even been found that patients who receive, say, a reassuring touch on the shoulder from their doctor tend to have better medical outcomes. To explain why this might work, let's focus finally on cuddles. During a good hug, your brain releases a chemical called oxytocin. You might have heard it referred to as the love hormone, as it plays a role in bonding between romantic partners and between parents and children. But it can also help facilitate social bonding, like this. However, while oxytocin does have some downsides, it can do much more than simply bring people together. After asking 400 healthy adults about the number of hugs they typically received over 2 weeks, researchers at Carnegie Mellon University found that people who receive more hugs are somewhat more protected from infection than those who receive fewer hugs. So, what could be happening here? Well, one of the effects of the release of oxytocin is that it protects against stress. And when you have lower stress, your immune system functions better, which leaves you more equipped to fight against infectious diseases. However, the positive effect that cuddles can have on infants might be their greatest power of all. Perhaps you've heard of Harlow's monkey experiments, where infant rhesus monkeys were given a choice between a mother made of wire with a food source and another made of cloth with no food source. Overwhelmingly, the monkeys chose to spend their time with the cloth mother and cuddled with them for hours on end. While an experiment like that would now be considered unethical, it does show us that infants instinctively know the value of cuddles. And it's a good thing they do too, as if babies experience a lack of them, known as touch deprivation, not only can their growth be stunted, but it can also adversely affect their behaviour all the way into adulthood. Clearly, the hug is very special indeed, and for countries like the US and UK where there seems to be a cultural fear of hugging, it's particularly important that we open our arms to a good hug whenever we can. Uh-oh. Sounds like someone out there is in need of some consensual, comforting cuddles. This seems like a job for...
Cuddling Charlie.
And until we see each other again, always remember, cuddles are serious business. See, now I'm wondering if those people who walk around with those free hug signs are clearly missing a trick. You know, hugs could be a powerful commodity. What about £5 for a deluxe hug? Or £20 for a platonic spooning session? Regardless, if you have your own business idea, hopefully one better than mine, Squarespace is a great place to set up shop. Many of their templates are specifically designed to help you sell your stuff. If you're interested, start your free trial today and go to squarespace.com/funscience to get 10% off your first purchase. Although no promises that they'll actually let you sell hugs online. Also, this is the last episode of Fun Science in this run, but if you'd like to support the show so we can make more episodes like this in the future, consider becoming a patron. Just go to patreon.com/funscience and take a look for yourself. Thanks a lot, everyone. See you soon. Bye bye.